Right, so going to mark on this bit of paper where my poppy heads are going to be. So I'm going to have one pointing that way, one pointing that way, and a bud up there somewhere. And that's all I'm going to do for the drawing part of that. So that bit's done. That's it. Then I'm going to get, we want, for the poppy, we want a red, a bright red, so cadmium red, an orange, and two colour greens really, as sap green and a bit darker. And you'll want a little dilute bit of that in your ready to go. So that's the red, that's the orange, and the green will come later. So are we ready? Oh, you want tissue as well. Some of the time you'll want to dry your brush off. With the red on this top one here, going to pull that down there and make a little mark like that. Then another one there, another one there, and another one there. So that's just 4. Then I've gone into the orange, and that one that seems to be sticking out a bit is orange, and this one is 2. I'm washing my brush off. I'm drying it so that it's just damp, and I'm poking those petals so that they are a little bit, they're not all hard-edged. Then I'm going to get some of that sap green that I was talking about, which is a lighter, and I'm going to put that at the base. I'm also going to get a little bit more red and just dot that at the base as well. Coming up that second petal in there and that petal in there, just to give it a bit of depth. Then I wash my brush and I just lift some paint so that it that's it, just about 4, and it shows where petals are really. I want that to come a bit further round. Make this a bit raggedy edged, if that's a word. And we've got the green there, and then in one swoop, draw the stem thin, long. And that is the first bit. For the second one, I'm going to use just probably the same red. And just a couple of strokes, thicker at the top Then go find your orange and pull that in. It's not as open as the other one. You can pull a bit out if you wish. I like it, the shape better, and put some dots around to give it that frilly edge that they seem to have. Then we need to darken it up, so a thicker red, same color, and I'm just going to put that red on its base, but the base is at the top, isn't it? Just touch it in and let it move. And we need the damp brush again, and lift up some paint from its base to the end of its petal. It just defines the petals. And then with your tissue, gently just dab it where it's quite red. And it just lifts it out and gives it a, I don't know really. And back with the green. The green's going to run into that red, so, but that's no problem. And we need to join that flower up to a stem. So it's dropping down and it's coming round. And this has all got to be, if you can, in one go. You can make it twisty. You can be artistic. You can have a licence to be artistic. If you think you're a bit red in places, use the brush or the tissue. If you think you're not red enough, but if it's dried, don't do anything. It is what it is. I'm just breaking up the edge there. We're then going to do the bud, and then we'll catch up. So up where I put the bud, the red, little red bud. Get your green, your lighter green, your sap green, and dab it in the, or touch it in the bottom there. And join it to a stem. So my stems come in behind this flower. Pick it up again the other side, around. Then with your darker green, Hooker's green maybe, or Perylene, just go around that bud there, halfway up. Just follow that outline and give it a little bit of a, like an acorn cup, to join it on. So you like green, you sap green. Very thin line coming down to join that branch there. And then with your darker green, we're going to make the leaves. So start at the tip of where you drew your line and make a jaggedy leaf, a bit like you would a Christmas tree. Just make that a bit longer. Just pull out a few bits. They're jaggedy sort of things. And then clean your brush out. Back into your pool of red. Make sure you've got some water and just tap some splat in. I've just done it over the top flower and a bit leading up. So it's in a diagonal going across the page. And you could even go a little bit further and have some green at the bottom. But we don't want to oversplat. And I think I have. So I'm going to mop up my green and mop up some of that red. So for the second one, we're going to do some daisies. And I've marked on my bit of paper where I want each flower to be. So I've got 4 flowers and 2 buds. So I'm going to start off with the grass. And I'm going to get the sap green. And just do a bit of grass there. And I'm not really, I'm diluting it down, and it's just sort of, it's not solid. It's loose and thingy. And then with the rigger, get some of your darker green and mix it in with that sap green. So we're still using the same colours as before in that respect. And we just want to pull some bits of grass up. So I'm just holding it halfway up. And we've just got some grass going up. Do some longer, do it different ways. Grass, easy peasy. Now we're going to change direction, and I'm going to use the brush that I'm missing. Here it is. You want it damp. I'm going to pick up some yellow, some cad yellow, or if you've only got lemon yellow, that's fine. And where I've got each dot, I'm just going to do some dots of yellow. Leave some spaces. So, oh, that's a bud up there, you silly sausage. Okay. So we've got, and that one there is, so we've just got some little yellow dots. That's it for the yellow. And then we're going to go to that moon glow. Don't want too much water with this, so you'll wash away your dots. I've got two flowers that are totally on the side. So I'm just going to do some dots of moon glow on that one and this one at the bottom, because we're looking at those flowers side on. This one, we're looking at it face on. So that's all the way around with the dots of Moonglow. Just do a few because you're going to want them wet. Starting with the flower that's face on and a clean brush, and it's just a bit more than damp. Just get that Moonglow or that paint that you put on and pull it into a petal. And the same as you go around the flower. So you were just pulling that paint out, really. And I just picked up a little tiny bit more of the Moonglow and just put it on one of the edges of the petal, just to delineate it. Oh, that's a good word, isn't it? And we move on to the flowers on its side. So this has got 1, 2, 3, 4 petals that you can see. This one comes out and droops down. Then you have another one. Unfortunately, my Moonglow has got, my paint's got dry on the paper. And then there's another one here. So I'm actually using, and another one there. Make them droopy, they're sad for themselves. And again, the same. So just put a little bit of Moonglow on the petal. It just says, I'm here. I'm going to redo my little dots on this one. This again is a droopy one. And so with clean water, pull it out. And tiny bit of Moonglow just to show where the petals are. So back to the dots of Moonglow, or your dark colour around the yellow. Just do one at a time. Well, we've only got one left to do. And then we do exactly the same with a damp brush. Pulling out the petal. So I clean my brush every time I finish a petal. It's drying ever so quickly. And the last one. And just go back with your dark colour Just brushing a little bit of colour on each one. And go in and soften. And with your dark colour, we're going to do the buds. So bud there, and a bud there. With that green, put a green bottom to both of those. And draw in the stalk. Remember to go behind your flowers. Make a path down for them. And do the same for your flowers. Look to see where the middles is. Oh. This is a difficult one because that comes there, so you wouldn't see that until there. Maybe you'd see it just there. Give yourself a bit more grass. And with your orange, go around in a circle in that yellow where it's a full-on flower, and just a line where it's a sideways flower. And then we can have a bit of splat. Have a look at if anything needs outlining a bit, because it's a bit. Outline it and then soften it. Anything else needs doing? Outline and then with a clean damp brush soften. I've forgotten that one there. And outline, soften. And need a bit of splat then. What should we go for? I think a bit of orange. Just over in a corner. So I'm just going to do it over this one. It's up to you. It's optional. And then I might go a little bit in the grass. What do we think? I think we may have gone over there, so just a little bit. Need to soften that one. You can look at them afterwards and think, oh, I needed to do that. And that's all right. You can do that. You want it there, but not there too much. I didn't do this one. Just dab it slightly. And I need something to say that's a petal there. Okay. Okay, so we're going into what we use for the poppy. And we want some fairly thick paint. Quite well pigmented. And we're going to do one at a time. So we want 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Leave some room in the middle. Then you want a bit more than damp brush, but not hugely wet. Put your point in that paint and pull it round. Clean water, put it into the paint and pull it. These petals don't actually touch each other. Nearly, but not quite. Make sure you've got plenty of water. So that's 4 petals. Then get just straight paint and dot a little of that colour in the centre. And it should start moving out a bit. If it doesn't, give it a poke. I'm sure that's a technical term. Then with a damp brush, on one of the petals, just lift a bit of paint. That's where the light is, and on that one as well. Okay. And then we do the same, exactly the same. So that's fairly thick paint on this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Clean your brush. Just a wettish brush. And pull your first petal out. Clean it. The second one. Oh, this one's touching. Clean it. Third. can go over that branch if necessary. And the fourth. And get straight paint and just touch it in the center. And then if it doesn't move, give it a poke with a clean brush. That's a badly shaped petal. I've lost some of the colour in the centre, so I'm just that one. So I'm just daubing a bit more in. It's another technical term, obviously. And then we've got one more to do at the top here. So in your own time, 4 of paint. Wet brush, but not soaking wet. Pull your petal out. Second petal. Clean brush. Third petal. Clean brush. And neat paint, just touch in the middle. Don't forget to lift a bit where the light might be. In fact, I've left that too long. But I can do it on this one. I'll lift a bit there. And I'll lift a bit there. Next thing is buds. Just like a teardrop. On there, and then probably using the rigger, we want some lightish green, and just touch the bottom of each bud with that green and pull it down. Now I've got to be careful I don't go over my petal because it's behind. So, and the same with this, don't go over the petal. And the branch carries on so that it looks as if it's still going. The branch comes behind that petal there. And goes to the center of that flower there, goes on through and out of the painting. So I've got it going diagonally across. Because now we start making up things now. I have no idea whether it does or not. You can just give it a bit of shadow with the darker green in dashes along the root of the branch. Don't do a solid line, just do dashes on the underneath. I think that comes from there. The next bit is a bit of the orange that you used. Fairly thick. We're going to go into the center of the flower and we're going to do a circle round in dots in the orange. So it's a circle round the middle in dots. Leaving the middle empty of paint at the moment. Dots round. Then we have a little bit of green, the lighter green, and we have it in fairly thick paint with your rigger. Pick the first flower that you've done and do some little lines for the stamens. I'll just join those on a bit better. And again, just outline your bud to halfway up in the darker green. Mine's still a bit wet, so. This is where the white comes in. I've still got my rigger. This is all dried up. I need to do something with it. And at the top of each of those little green lines, dot some white. Do more than the lines that you did. And if your middle's not dry, like that one there, it's not going to work. So you've got to wait till it's dry. So I just got my stamens in, and they do show up if you've got a dark middle where we put that extra color in. That's where the red is going to show up the most. Then we just need to draw some vein lines on each petal. Again, using the white. And with the lightest of touches, draw a few, that one's still wet, a few lines on each petal, following the curve of the petal. Don't overdo it, otherwise it looks a bit silly. like that one does. Because it was wet, it's come out too dark. I'll do that again later. And